Well, first up this evening to our special focus, the deep caste political fault lines in Karnataka Congress and the state's polity in general seem to be opening up as the state cabinet gets set to discuss the controversial and decade-old socio-economic survey findings. The survey is before the state cabinet and will be discussed on Thursday, but Deputy Chief Minister and State Congress President DKS, who's from the OBC Vokkaliga caste, has called for a meeting of Congress's Vokkaliga MLAs to discuss the issue this evening. The religious and political leadership of the dominant Lingayat sect and OBC Vokkaliga community have opposed the release of the survey findings, declaring the survey itself unscientific. Remember, of the 137 Congress MLAs, more than 55 are from these two caste blocks, sect blocks, more than 22 from the Vokkaliga caste alone. Shivakumar has in the past categorically opposed the survey, and a meeting of several Veerashaiva Lingayat leaders has also been taking place in the state parallelly. The BJP state president B.Y. Vijayendra, who's from the Lingayat sect, has also opposed the survey findings. The survey puts the proportion of the two dominant groups at much lesser than what has been claimed. It shows the Veerashaiva Lingayats as 11% and Vokkaligas as 10.29% of the state's population, and also recommends increase in reservations for backward castes from 32 to 51%. Chief Minister Siddaramaiah, though, represents a conglomeration of other backward classes termed as Ahinda, which is considered a political counter to forces of the Vokkaliga caste and the Lingayat sect dominant in the state. He wants the survey findings to be made public. The question really is if D.K. Shivkumar's meeting is opening up fault lines in the Congress and in the state. All that is being closely watched. So what is the political consequence of the fault lines? Remember, the BJP too has tried to sidestep the survey findings. We'll try and play the reactions as well as my colleague Deepak Bhupanna's report in a bit. But joining me this evening, Sadashiv Shivanna of the Congress, Ashok Gowda of the BJP, and noted cephalogist and Karnataka observer Sandeep Shastri. Before I get to the two politicians on the panel, Dr. Sandeep Shastri, explain the context of the opposition to this socio-economic survey, which we've discussed now for the last 10 years. Why is there a reluctance from the dominant groups, from the Lingayat and the Vokkaliga castes, for the release of the survey findings and to the survey itself? Just put this in context for us before we get to the politicians on the panel.
If you look at Karnataka politics, the Vokkaligas and Lingayats are seen as the dominant caste. In every assembly, they have accounted together for more than 50% of the MLAs, irrespective of which political party has come to power. Now, such a scenario, when a caste census seeks to declare these two castes, which have been seen as the dominant caste, as being only 21% of the state's population, it automatically puts the power of these two dominant castes on the back foot. The two groups which have enjoyed more than half the strength in the House, which have found more than half of the cabinets in the state, you now put them in a category where they are less than or just about 20% of the state's population. It automatically is going to change the dynamics of politics in the state. Also remember, Viran, the Vokkaligas and Lingayats have always made sure that they are considered as backward castes. They have always been part of the backward castes, irrespective of which committee looked into the composition of the backward caste. Therefore, we always refer to the non-dominant backward caste, which means all the backward castes minus the Lingayats and the Vokkaligas. And that is what the survey says accounts for a large chunk of the population. I must hasten to add, the non-dominant sees are by themselves not a single group. they represent different caste groups which do not have much in common. While Siddaramaiah represents the Ahimsa forces, within those forces itself there are divisions. Our past studies have found that the Congress has largely been seen as a party which has had the support of the Kurdas and one or two non-dominant OBCs. And we have also seen that whenever the Congress has been defeated, it has been because of this factor.
All right, important points that you're making there from a larger, caste structural political construct of Karnataka politics. But let me get to the immediate politics of it. Sadashiv Shivanna, is this going to be a landmine for the Congress to cross? We are already seeing one group having a meeting today. There's going to be another group having a meeting tomorrow. Are the internal divisions of the Congress going to fall into these fault lines as well? Is that a worry for the Congress party?
No, I don't think so. All the ministers, all the MLAs are singing in unison. And we must state that, the socio-economic survey was tabled by the Honorable Chief Minister. It was placed before the Cabinet on the 12th of April 2025. Now, the Cabinet is scheduled to review the contents, findings, and recommendation of this report on the 17th. Right? And until such deliberation takes place, the entire content remains strictly confidential or it remains under official consideration. Therefore, any public commentary, speculation, or dissemination of purported statistics pertaining to the recommendation, etc., is premature, it is misleading, and it is devoid of official basis. Therefore, I would suggest the opposition, or advise them rather, not to indulge in conjecture that may give rise to political and social unrest. And the viewers of your show must understand what is the aim and objective of a socio-economic survey. It is to gather empirical data on the social, economical, and educational status of all communities in order to, guide policy making and welfare programs. It is to ensure that the benefits of reservation and government schemes are proportional to the community's share of population. So what is the problem? Everyone wants a socio-economic survey. It is in line with the Congress party's manifesto that we had given to the people, on the basis of which we were voted into power. We have conducted a scientific socio-economic survey. It is considered to be the most extensive data gathering exercise by any state government. And I don't understand why all this ruckus. And the BJP, what moral right do they have to criticize
But
us?
sorry, Sadashiv Shivanna, I'm sorry to interrupt you there. Before I get to the BJP spokesperson, isn't the opposition to this survey coming from within the Congress itself?
No, I mean, see, everyone has to deliberate with respect to the content, the finding, the proposals, the recommendations made in the survey. And the Congress party is an open platform. We give, voice and opportunity to everybody, every stakeholder to share their opinion. And the opinion, once gathered, will be given in unison to the public. Therefore, we may have different views, we may have different analysis and ideas, but once we all decide, we will give a unified representation to the public. I don't think there is any division within the party lines. And moreover, again, as I said, it's the statistics that must be discussed. And
no, let me get to Ashok Gowda. Let me get his first response. Sir, while the Congress is finding it difficult to negate this issue, and maybe it does, for the BJP too, it is not an easy issue to navigate at the moment.
See, see this report which is there made in public by Congress ministers themselves, who have distributed across the, irrespective of the party lines, they have distributed to the lot of people, including people like us. The important point is there are 5 findings which I will just take less than a minute to exhibit. See, this timing of this data was ready in 2015 April. This was leaked in 2016. Why did Siddaramaiah was in government till 2018 May, and now from past 2 years he is in government. Why did he not release till now? Why is he releasing this time? The point number 1 is DK Shivkumar is claiming for the seat of Chief Minister. He wants to send a strong message to the High Command of Congress Party, saying that is Muslims and his own community, all put together 21% are with him, Otherwise, if at all you disturb me, then this 21% of the vote share is gone for Congress. That is point number one. Point number two. Kantraj, the committee head who was Kantraj, was on a different channel with me, and he was trying to say that they had surveyed 1 crore 60 lakh households which were there in Karnataka. Meaning to say 2011 population of Karnataka was 6 crore 11 lakhs. This data says very clearly that 5,98,000 people have been visited, and we have found the actual reality. As well, this data says 37 lakh people have been left out of the survey. Now go to 2011 population. 2011 population of Karnataka. Shatabish, please. 2011 population of Karnataka was only 6 crore 11 lakhs. They, according to them, 6 crore 35 lakhs is the population of Karnataka. Why is there dichotomy within the report? As well, he says 1 crore 35 lakh people have been visited. If 1 crore 35 lakh people have been visited, why did they not come to my house? Why did they not go to H.D. Devegowdaji's house? Why did they not go to M.B. Patel's house? Why did they not go to D.K. Shivkumar's house? Why did they not go to R. Ashok's house? Why did they not go to Shobha Karanlaje Madam's house? Yediyurappa's house? Why did they not go? Meaning to say, this is deliberately data manufacturing. Data manufacturing, I can give thousands of examples. That's a different issue. Now, come to the point number three. Point number three is very.
Ashok Gowda is saying that this is data manufacturing. 1 second, we'll come to the point number 3. Let me get a quick response from Sadashiv Shivanna. He's saying this is data manufacturing to suit a particular political need of the Congress.
No, it is impossible for someone to claim that this is data manufacturing. Number one, nobody has the report. Therefore, I'm saying, Mr. Ashok Gowda, even the report that you have is fabricated, forged, it's premature and misleading. Don't use it. Let it officially come out to an official publication. Number one. Let me just finish. And now the HKC report, they have claimed that 5.98 crore people, or that is 94% of the Karnataka population, were visited and surveyed. 1.6 lakh personnel were deployed and employed to conduct the survey. Now 54 parameters were considered as questions to each family. The data that Mr. Ashok Gowda is talking about has been validated by the Indian Institute of Management. And BEL Tech firm was employed to conduct the entire exercise. 43 crore rupees contract was there present.
So you made your point.
The state government. Now IIM has validated, but Ashok Gowda comes on your show and says, no, this is, why didn't they come to my house? Why didn't they come to your house? They came to my house.
Ashok Gowda, respond to this. Sadashiv, hold on. Ashok Gowda, respond to it, and then I'll give last word to Sandeep Shastri. Go ahead, Sadashiv. Go ahead, Ashok Gowda.
Like, see what Satabish is saying. If they have visited my village, which is just 25 kilometers from Vidhan Sauda, we are only 150 houses. Not even a single house has been visited. We have Vokkaligas, we have SCs, we have STs, we have Kurubas, we have even one Muslim family. But none of the houses have been visited. This is on record. I'm saying it can be challenged in anything.
Sir,
we are put for RTI. 4 people are put for RTI. They said we cannot give the data to you. If they are visited, let them give.
What do you have
One
to say
second,
about
Satabish,
that?
No,
please
both
don't
of you have
disturb.
made
Please
your
don't
points.
disturb.
I think I've given both of you ample time. Hang on. I just want to get the last word from Sandeep Shastri. Sandeep Shastri, do you have hope that there will be substantial decisions that will be made from what is perhaps the only data that we have to reflect the state's population mix at the moment? Or do you believe that there will only be arguments and counter arguments and nothing will come out of this?
Certain issue with regard to the data and the statistics. The Congress spokesperson was very, very careful in stating that the cabinet has to still review it, the numbers have to still come out. Now, to a certain extent, this also reflects the differences that you have within the Congress. While the spokesperson may be very right in saying that the party will take one stand, yes, at the end of the day, they will take one stand, but there are debates going on, there are discussions going on, and I think the caste fault lines which are there within every political party will express itself in the coming days. I'm not sure whether in the next few days something concrete coming out on this issue, because the Vokkaligas and the Lingayats, the two dominant castes of the state, will issue to emerge, which will
all right. Thanks very much. All right, I seem to be losing your audio a bit, Dr. Sandeep Shastri, but thanks very much to all three of you. This is a debate we'll keep a close focus on as the cabinet gets set to discuss the findings of that survey on Thursday.